I'm so thrilled right now because after 9 years of leading joy-based living, I finally have like the clarity that I've been seeking in order to express what we're doing here so beautifully. And as every true solution, uh, in my experience of 30 years of coaching, true solutions are usually right under your nose. And so I'm highly suspect when solutions are really complicated, but I'm like really turned on when it's right under my nose. And this one has been right under our nose for 9 years, and I'm going to express it now in full. So there are three levels of authentic connection that we practice at Joy Based Living. Yes. And we practice authentic connection because that's what makes us human and brings out the most divine radiance in us. And I have jokingly called it vulture culture, homing pigeons, and hummingbirds in flight. But I want you to make no mistake, vulture culture, I live in the country, and vulture culture has most, the biggest level of honor in my heart. If it wasn't for vultures, we would have so much disgusting dead carcasses on planet Earth. Vultures are so kind, they're so collaborative, they soar on heat waves for like up to 6 hours. They can reach each other like at miles and miles away to go, oh, there's something to eat down there. They're some of the cleanest animals on the planet. I kid you not. So what does this mean in terms of how we practice joy-based living? Because there are many of us who practice individually. Um, we want to expand our world more and more to have more authentic connection, more consciously. You can do joy-based living as an individual. You can also do it with your best friend. You can also do it with a group of people. So the three levels, I'm going to describe them now in terms of what you experience with authentic connection at each level. So at the first level, the one thing you want to do is seriously just get the 12 Practices of Joy ebook. What you're going to learn in there is you're going to learn to embody your life experience, and you're going to learn to actually embody the most beautiful word, honor. You're going to embody honor. It takes so much courage to just truly be who you are in the world that I actually created purple ribbon honor cards for sacred inner courage. It takes a huge amount of courage. And so I used to get kind of frustrated with people for not expressing themselves more at joy-based living because it's supposed to be something that we share together. But this last year, I've learned so much from a nickname that I gave to a lot of our members, which is mossy rock people. Like they like hiding, but not because they want to hide, but because they want to preserve their sense of soul and because it's so noisy in the world. So the 12 practices can help you just come home to who you are and create an authentic connection within yourself so that you are more in touch with your own truth, no matter how much noise is out there, no matter how much AI is going on. We're preserving humanity. We need, so the other thing that you can do with the 12 practices is when you practice it like with a best friend or with a small group of people, you come to know your own sense of authentic connection even better because you're reflecting with each other, you're having conversations, you're getting to feel what someone else, when they speak their truth, you're getting to feel what it feels like in your body. And so these 12 practices, they're the only thing that I know. A lot of this psychological, spiritual teachings out there, they point to this, but nobody's ever created a structure for it before. And 9 years later, this is proven it works. Okay, so that's level one. I call it vulture culture because you're cleaning out a lot of debris. You have radiance inside of you, beautiful, gorgeous radiance inside of you. And that radiance, you don't need to make it be there. It's there, it lives there, it's who you are. That's your essence. I love essence. I love essence. One of my favorite things is going to like authentic restaurants and like I'll go to like a nearby town and there'll be like a Mexican restaurant, the kind that you feel like you're in Mexico. That's my favorite kind. Like nobody there even like hardly speaks English. I'm like, yes, this is it's just so exciting. Essence, the essence of people, the essence of you is what I care about preserving. I want that from you. So once you get a real strong sense of that, you start tapping into more your radiance. And one of the things that we do with the 12 practices is we use the emotional ladder a lot to point what are you feeling right now and where is it in your body, where is it located, and then releases happen. You start to get more free as that radiance becomes more free. A lot of our members start practicing more of embodying the higher level emotions like joy, freedom, um, enthusiasm, things like that. In the middle there's contentment. At the bottom there's like powerlessness and things like that. What you want to do is make none of them wrong. That's level one. Level two, that radiance is starting to become free, and you want to start navigating your life more from that larger experience. Let's call it soul or source or spirit. It's this energy that's always flowing through you, and you begin to embody it, and you begin to use it to um, create even more sense of home in your own being. That's why I call it homing pigeons. More of a sense of I'm not just part of something larger, but that largerness experience of love is who I am, and I can allow that to be embodied as well. And so it's more of an inner experience. But again, if you have like a joy-based living friendship or group, you can talk about it with the people who are there. And I can't tell you, just I can't even begin to tell you how helpful that is. I'll tell you this, you will not need nearly as much therapy or addiction or obsession or compulsion when you have this, because the energy is allowed to move through. Um, Okay. So we have vulture, so authentic connection, level one, you're getting in touch with your body, you're releasing constriction, you're releasing resistance. Level two, you're experiencing that larger field of life on an embodied level, allowing it to guide you more and more and more, letting your mind take the back seat to your soul, to your spirit, to that love. Love is the healing force. Love is our superpower. And when love meets up against any kind of resistance or any kind of like, oh my God, that desire, it's so big, love is bigger. So you get tuned into the biggerness of love, which heals things in the body, and it also brings you closer to the things that you want because it's not bigger than you, so you're not separate. Love encompasses everything. It also, when you're tuned in at that homing pigeon level, you get tuned into desires that are true from your soul. Okay, and then there's level three. Level three is hummingbirds in flight, that maybe you've done levels one and two, but man, you just want some company. You just want people to talk to who understand the language that you're speaking from the body. And the reason that's important is because when someone's speaking from their body, you can actually feel the resonance. When they're not, and you've been tuned in for a while, it actually feels like cognitive dissonance, or it feels like rubbing a cat the wrong way. You're like, no, I'm just not feeling it. So you can still do the 12 practices. In fact, I'm creating like a little cheat sheet for people. You can actually walk through the 12 practices like in 5 minutes. I can, if you ever want me to, like just join Patreon and be like, I want you to walk me through the 12 practices in 5 minutes. I'll walk you through it. And you can pick any problem or challenge that you have in your life. And we can just walk right through it. And then you'll get to experience it. And actually what it does is it shifts your perspective from whatever you're facing being big to manageable, to here's my relationship with that, and here's how I can release whatever is stuck in my own resistances to be set free, to intuitively be able to take the next step, to be able to go, here's where I am right now. Now is the only moment that I can ever experience happiness. Now is the only moment that I can ever experience my intuition. And then you just take a next step. You just take a next step based on that. And it's a really beautiful way to walk forward. So, whatever it is you're imagining for yourself, right now we're just entering the holidays and New Year. And so there's going to be a lot of like to-dos for people that usually people do when they're thinking about, setting intentions. This is more of an intention of who you're being more present to yourself, being more present with others. And I'll close with this. When you show up with this much presence, you bring your life force into your life. You bring your life force to your interactions, whether they're with a cashier, whether they're with our beautiful mascot, Jonathan, whether they're with the person you're looking at in the mirror, whether it's with your children or your loved ones or your friends. And when you show up with authentic presence, with authentic connection, you bring life to whatever's in front of you. Now, as we come to a close, I will say this. It doesn't mean that you uh, hang out in places that just want to take from you. One of the most important experiences at joy-based living is reciprocity and also relatedness without agenda. So that's what we're up to here. Some of our members have been doing the 12 practices for 9 years. Every single one of them is more creative and more confident and more clear in the world. Like they're doing things in the world in their lives. Um, so I was just going to say, one of the challenging things is that because our conversations are private, that they're intimate, that I honor them. We do have a bunch of testimonials at the website, but this is an inner journey. This is a journey that says, I honor the path that you're on, and I'm not going to just speak about it in terms of look at what this person produced and look what they got and look what they achieved, because that puts the mind back to the external again. I can tell you there's a whole lot more calmness, there's a whole lot more clarity, and there's a whole lot more authentic connection in the world because of what we're up to at Joy Based Living. So if you have any questions, if there's anything I can do to support you in any way, um, please find me at patreon.com/joy based living. Our community is growing there. And I just love you all so very much. Thank you. And I'll see you later, alligator.